A very good afternoon to everybody. Today is a historic day for everybody who's followed the Ram Janmabhoomi case very closely. Ram is a cultural icon for India and for a lot of other countries, and therefore it becomes very important for us to understand the significance and the relevance of Ram Janmabhoomi. Ram Janmabhoomi is not a matter which started in 1992, friends. It ages back to 490 years ago, and that's when Mir Baqi, who was one of the generals of Babur, decided to demolish a temple which was existing at Ram Janmabhoomi and build a mosque which he called the Babari Masjid. Several accounts of a castle or a temple or a huge building in the shape of a house have been found in travelers' accounts who came to India after 1528. One such account was found in 1672, which was the Awadh Vilas, which talks about the location of the Ram Janmabhoomi. All travelers, including a Jesuit traveler called Joseph Tefelthur, talks about the remains of a castle which was larger than life, and they also refer to it as the sacred place or the place where the Almighty descended himself. Such is the significance of this temple for the Hindu religion that all these travelers have mentioned about a mud platform being found close to the temple, close to the mosque premises, and it was at this mud platform, which in Hindi we call as the Chabutra, that Hindus would come and pay homage to where they believed their Prabhu Ram was born, or Ram Lala in his infant form descended on planet Earth. The first recorded instance of violence, of Sangharsh for Ram Mandir, is found in 1853, and that is when Nawab Wajid Ali Shah ruled the province. Nirmohi Akhada sadhus decided to come and ask for their rights to pray at the temple. In 1859, because India was under British rule, they said, let us contain communal violence and curb any sort of potential conflagration in the society. And how do we do that? We build a fence which separates the mosque premises from the Chabutra. And despite of that, Chabutra continued to be a very holy place for Hindus. What happened in 1859 after the fence was erected? There was a very famous Mahant called Mahant Raghubir Das, who went to the Faizabad court jurisdiction and sought consent. Consent for what? So that he could go and pray to the Almighty inside the premises. After that, there are several instances of citizens in Faizabad, in Ayodhya, dreaming of Prabhu Ram coming and asking them to place his idols inside the mosque premises. These accounts are found across travelers' diaries and across historian books. Irrespective of whether the historian has an ideological leaning or not, everybody agrees that on 23rd December 1949, on a chilly winter night, idols were found at the Chabutra. And how did those idols come? Well, that's something which I would want to delve more into. A very famous sadhu who had dedicated his life in Ayodhya was known as Abhiram Das. Abhiram Das kept on telling his friends that I keep getting dreams of Prabhu Ram asking me to place his idols inside the mosque premises. Also, it was around that time there was a court magistrate by the name of, in 1949, Abhiram Das, a Ram Bhakt, had a very strong will to go and establish a Ram temple at the Ram Janmabhoomi. When he discussed his experience of dreaming continuously of Prabhu Ram with Guru Dutt Singh, the magistrate of Faizabad, Guru Dutt ji said that, my friend, this is a dream that I also continue to get. So do you think it is time for us to go and pay homage to our Lord? They both agreed. It was around the same time that one of the Mahants of the Gorakhpur Gorakhnath Mutt temple also came his name was Sant Digvijay Nath. He said, yes, let us go ahead and place the idols of Prabhu Ram in the Ayodhya premises. It is reported that the Gorakhnath month continued to have Ramcharitmanas being recited near the Chabutra for 9 continuous days. Slowly and steadily, the momentum for claiming the Ram Janmabhoomi had begun in India. In post-independent India, as we know, it was Nehruji's dream to have a secular India, an India that was progressive and not bound by any religious boundaries. However, this instant was slightly disturbing for him, because he said to Govind Vallabh Pant that you need to control this, or else there is a potential of violence sparking, of communal violence taking place in Ayodhya. However, Jawaharlal Nehru is also on record to say in one of the rallies where he went to campaign for Govind Vallabh Pant that Ayodhya has ashamed me. While there is no record of it, this statement has been spoken multiple times by those who attended that particular rally. So what happened? How did Ayodhya become a national movement? In 1959, a suit was filed by Nirmohi Akhada once again to get access to pray at the temple. Post which, 400 families got converted in a small town in Meenakshipuram of Tamil Nadu in 1981. When 400 Hindu families decided to embrace Islam in 1981, it was a matter of concern for a lot of Hindus across India, including Karan Singh, who was an independent member of parliament at that time. They came to Delhi, they organized a huge movement of 500 sadhus outside the Vigyan Bhavan and called it the Dharm Sansad, or the parliament, or the religious parliament. And they said that we need to do something to stop conversions, to ensure that we have the Hindu asmita coming out in our country. Karan Singh is also on record to say that we cannot even light a holy lamp at Ram's birthplace in Ayodhya. How shameful is it a matter? After the demise of Rajiv Gandhi ji in 1991, that's when VP Singh became the Prime Minister with a fractured mandate. He decided to come out with an out-of-court settlement, and he said that I will bring out an ordinance. He consulted various people from the Rashtriya Swayamsevak Sangh and people like Swaminathan Gurumurthy, who were an authority on the subject. He came from Tamil Nadu, which has a huge Hindu population, and they came out with an ordinance which was essentially an executive order to build the Ram temple. P.V. Narasimha Rao was an extremely judicious person, and when he figured out that there was a lot of mobilization of car sevaks to Ayodhya, he called Lal Krishna Advani ji and Atal Bihari Vajpayee to his place in New Delhi and asked them to control the situation, to extend support in maintaining law and order, peace and harmony in the nation. It is reported that even Kalyan Singh, who was the chief minister at that time, attended this meeting. Let us not forget that this was the first time that BJP was in complete power in Uttar Pradesh, and Ayodhya was slowly gaining momentum, and with Kalyan Singh at the helm of affairs, things were getting difficult for P.V. Narasimha Rao. Narasimha Rao ji feared there would be communal disharmony and unrest and law and order crisis. He did deploy to 20,000 paramilitary personnel at Ayodhya surrounding the site just in case there was trouble. However, the state officials are on record to say that they were requisitioned not to open any fire at the car sevaks. 4,000 personnel were under strict orders not to use any force on 75,000 activists who were there. This, my friends, was the beginning of the modern day Ram Janmabhoomi struggle and sangharsh. This is one of the first instances where the Hindus of India decided to come and fight for their rights, for their God. There are multiple instances where temples have been destroyed. However, Ram being the East, Ram being the cultural icon, extending beyond any kind of societal or economical fault line, this movement is truly special, and today is a historic day where the Supreme Court has come out with its judgment saying that mosque is not an integral part for offering namaz. Thank you.